Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and welcome back to Black American Lineage. Thank you for your support. Thank you for going on this journey through our past and our present. And today I want to talk about the history of Black aviation because we don't talk about that much. We know about Black people in aviation, but we don't always put aviation on our list of accomplishments, except for the Tuskegee Airmen, but it's much more vast than that. So I'm just going to give you a little bird's eye view of it today. So let's get started.
In 1939, an all-black town called Robbins, Illinois did something so bold, it threatened the narrative of American power. They built their own damn airport. And not just an airstrip. This was an aviation hub designed and operated by Black engineers, Black pilots, Black ground crew. A self-sustaining flight center run entirely by people who were still being told they couldn't even sit at the front of a bus. The town's mayor, Thomas J. Keller, partnered with Cornelius Coffey, one of the first Black aviators in U.S. history, to launch an aviation school and an airport that would train a new generation of Black pilots. This was before the Tuskegee Airmen, before integration. Before Black Americans were allowed to dream this big. They bought the land, cleared the space, built the runway, started flight training. Robbins was about to take off, literally. They had blueprints for expansion, plans for cargo, dreams of commercial routes. It wasn't just a runway, it was a runway out of oppression. And they built it with nothing but grit and vision. But when the federal government found out, they shut it down. No accident, no technical failure, just fear. Fear of Black success taking flight on its own terms. The entire story of the Robbins Airport was buried for decades. No textbooks, no monuments, just silence. But make no mistake, they had their own airline. And America made sure you'd never know about it. Comment if this is the first time you've heard about it, and follow if you're ready for more facts they tried to ground.
So this is what Black ingenuity looks like, and that is what Black people were doing before the so-called integration of America. Black people were self-sufficient and building self-sufficient institutions, communities, and organizations, really. But America then comes in and finds a way to shut things down. And that's how come this whole idea about integration. When we integrated into American society, it was easier to shut down the ingenuity of Black Americans because then they knew what you were doing. I had never heard about this Robbins, Illinois. So I did go to the co-pilot to find out a little bit more about it. So let me share what the co-pilot said. The first Black-owned and operated airport in America was Robbins Airport, established in 1931 in Robbins, Illinois, a predominantly Black suburb just southwest of Chicago. Cornelius Coffey and John C. Robinson, two Black auto mechanics turned aviators, were the driving force behind the airport. And John C. Robinson was the one that helped Ethiopia to establish their air force. Now the Ethiopians are acting all brand new, like they never got any help from anybody. But he was the one that actually helped them to establish their air force. Inspired by Bessie Coleman, the first Black woman to earn a pilot's license, they sought to create a space where Black Americans could learn to fly without facing racial barriers. Though modest in infrastructure, and we know that must have been true, no paved runways or towers, it became a training ground for future pilots. It hosted a flight school affiliated with the Curtiss-Wright Aeronautical School, one of the few programs that admitted Black Americans. Many trainees went on to become part of the legendary Tuskegee Airmen who served with distinction in World War II. So this airfield predates the Tuskegee Airmen, which makes it even more extraordinary that these Black people decided that we're going to create our own airfield, train our own pilots, and do our own thing. Ingenuity, baby, that's what you call it. Robbins Airfield was a short-lived legacy. Tragically, It was destroyed by a windstorm in 1933 and never rebuilt. Now, according to other records, the government shut it down. Also, the dates are confusing. One record says 1931 and another one says it was established in 1939. So I'm not sure which one it was. I tend to think it was 1931. But it wasn't just an airport. It was a bold act of resistance and a launchpad for Black excellence in the skies. And it truly was. And I just want to go over some of the well-known Black aviators in the United States of America. Bessie Coleman, 1892, 1926, first Black American woman to earn a pilot's license, trained in France after being denied entry into U.S. flight schools, became a daring stunt pilot and a symbol of resilience and ambition. She was the first woman to fly an airplane in the United States. She came before Amelia Earhart. Eugene Bullard, 1895 to 1961. First Black American military pilot flying for France in World War I. Decorated war hero and later honored posthumously in the United States. So they didn't even want to give him his due while he was alive. But it's important. He was a military pilot flying for France in World War I. Now, why would he have been flying for France? Because the United States did not allow Black pilots to fly during World War I. But guess what? During World War II, what did we have? The Tuskegee Airmen. They learned. James Banning, first Black American to complete a transcontinental flight across the United States in 1932, and flew with mechanic Thomas Allen in the Flying Hobos biplane. I never heard of the Flying Hobos, so I'll have to check that out. Cornelius Coffey, first Black pilot and aircraft mechanic licensed in the United States, founded the Coffey School of Aeronautics, training many Tuskegee airmen. So this guy is a lot more famous than I realized, and I'm just hearing about him. So there's so much to learn. Willa Brown, first Black American woman to earn a commercial pilot license in the United States, co-founded the Coffey School and was a Civil Air Patrol officer. Well, all right then. Benjamin O. Davis Jr., commander of the Tuskegee Airmen, first Black general in the United States Air Force, breaking military racial barriers. Last but not least, the Tuskegee Airmen, legendary group of Black American World War II fighter pilots, flew over 15,000 sorties and earned more than 150 distinguished flying crosses. So this is our legacy. This is our legacy. This is us in aviation, something that we don't talk about much. And I started out just researching this airport that they had built in Robbins, Illinois, and then I just decided to add on more aviation excellences. So this is what we have here. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video and have a good evening. So thank y'all for continuing to support this channel. I am uploading on Sunday and Wednesdays, but sometimes I'm uploading late. So I'm going to make an effort to upload earlier so you can get the full benefit of the video and don't have to wait till the next day. But I will be uploading. It might be late, but I'm going to keep my word. Sundays and Wednesdays are uploading days on this channel, and hopefully I will be able to increase that as time goes on. Again, thank you for supporting the channel and have a good evening.